Central Gauteng Lions Cricket has announced the appointment of its new Chief Executive Officer. Mr. Jono Leaf-Wright, the 37-year-old entrepreneur, started cricket coaching in 2001 and was first involved with Gauteng Cricket during the 2003 Cricket World Cup through an internship program. Joining me in studio is Jono Leaf-Wright. Welcome to the program, Jono.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Right, so you've bagged the prime position in the Gauteng. A lot on the line. How are you going to take Gauteng cricket forward?
Yeah, absolutely. Very blessed to have been backed by the board and by all the decision makers. But super excited to get my hands dirty, super excited to work with a dynamic team at Central Gauteng Lions and with a great group of players and coaching staff. And yeah, through some innovation, progressive thinking, hopefully we're going to fill those stadiums and make this province proud.
Well, that is the trick, really, isn't it, with cricket? Because it's played over a couple of formats. It's about keeping the fans interested, wanting them to get them through the turnstiles. What have you seen that's worked consistently to get them into the bull ring? And what do you think you're going to be using?
Yeah, I think the experience around marketing nowadays, the experience around the fan nowadays really has to be different how it was 10, 15 years ago. I think everybody from buying the ticket to exiting and the whole experience of the moment, the experience of the fun, the experience of the activities, the connection that they've got with people that they go into those stadiums with is very different today. And I think we need to really think out the box and innovate and disrupt the space. And sweat the asset. We want people spending time at the Wanderers. We want people to use the Wanderers as a destination venue, which hasn't really been there over recent years. But we've got some tricks up our sleeves and some cool ideas where those fans are going to definitely want to come back.
Right, so you want the people to come to the stadium. Any plans to get cricket into the communities? I mean, that has worked in the past as well at the Soweto Oval, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Lions brand has always been very well connected with the community, and that's certainly not going to change. We want to enhance it. We want to certainly get the players more connected to grassroots cricket. Certainly Gauteng's been very blessed with the pipeline, with the strength of our schools, with the strength of the community to feed talent into our system. So many of the players currently playing for the Lions are born and bred in this province, and I think that's really part of our greatest strength.
Yeah, you've got the player pool. You've also got a coaching pool. I mean, we talk about Jeffrey Toyana, he's now with Northerns, but also Enoch Nkwe, who's now over with the Proteas. What is it about the Lions where everything is it the facilities, is it the infrastructure that's there, ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's a lot of the back-end work that people don't often get to see. A great office, a fantastic board, and good decision makers. And I think people that think with clarity are able to execute with precision. And I think at the end of the day, the board wanted Enoch Nkwe to come back. Current CEO Greg Fredericks made it happen, and Enoch, I've worked very closely with him. I rate him highly, and I know he's going to do a fantastic job with the Proteas. And he might be the interim coach now, but certainly I think he's going to be the permanent coach in a few months' time. But thank goodness for Gauteng Cricket. We've got some great young coaches. We've got some great coaches that have been in the system a long time, know the brand of cricket that we're about, know the values in which we want to do our business with. And certainly we're super excited to move the process forward, and we wish Enoch all the very best coaching our country.
I mean, managing a cricket union, biggest in the country, with all the other aspects that come into play for professional cricketers and all the other lures, how do you keep them at the union?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's our biggest challenge. I think often my mindset is really that we want to train people well enough that they can leave, but treat them well enough that they want to stay. And certainly we want to keep our players close to us. We want to make sure that they're super happy in our environment and don't want to go anywhere, and that's the best we can do.
Yeah. Now, how do you deal with your noisy neighbours to the north, Northerns?
Yeah, absolutely. That's all good. They're just one of our competitors, but Jacques Fall leads a very good union there and a very good system there, and we're certainly going to look to challenge them in many spaces and disrupt many new spaces and hopefully move cricket forward in a positive direction. Yeah,
well, we spoke about the Mzansi Super League. Josie Stars did very well there.
Absolutely.
What format, if any, do you focus on one format, or are you looking at the long term, getting all the formats up to speed? Because, I mean, dare I say, Test cricket, a lot of the new people, new faces to cricket might not understand it so well. And all of that. How do you get them through the doors?
Yeah, absolutely. I think T20 cricket certainly has revolutionized cricket in the world. If we look, there's just been the Canadian T20 League and the Caribbean T20 League, and there's just these two T20 leagues popping up everywhere. But certainly the Mzansi Super League is a very exciting league. I was fortunate enough to be the manager of the Jozi Stars in the 2018 edition, where we won it under the leadership and guidance of Enoch Inkwe. And certainly that same core of coaching staff is going to remain. We've retained 8 players in the setup, and the draft is early September, where hopefully we'll get the squad we want and go and defend our title. But we're very excited to defend that title, and the opening match is at the Bull Ring, and hopefully the final will be there too.
And any big innovations coming out of this? It was hugely exciting and popular with the fans. Yeah,
I'm sure Cricket South Africa, who obviously run the entire tournament, have got a few tricks up their sleeve. But certainly from a Jozi Stars point of view, we're going to make sure we get our brand out there, we connect with the fan, and we get those fans coming into the stadium screaming our name.
So how do the unions work then? Now, the CEOs all competing against each other, or is it under the stewardship of CSA, or looking to push the product in the right direction?
Yeah, so Mzansi is really a CSA initiative and a CSA product, and we just the guys on the ground that execute it from franchise levels. So there are obviously 6 franchises, with the Jozi Stars being one of them, which obviously I'll be very involved with, but the other CEOs get involved in their various franchises. But really the governing body and the guidance and how it's going to operate and run is directed from Cricket South Africa.
Jono, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks,
your time starts the 1st of October. We wish you all the best of luck, and we invite you to come back time and again to discuss the important points of the day.
Would love to come back and keep promoting cricket. Thank you very much.
Jono, thanks very much for joining us. Right, so that was the new CEO of Central Gauteng Lions joining us.